And welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freed, coming to you live from the West Village of Manhattan. We're here every Monday with your emails, your stories, your questions. I say it every episode. Let me say it again. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for coming to this great show every Monday. Keep sending your emails, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. That's how it goes. I'm here, very special guest. So excited to have her. Hilarious comic. Go follow Alison, Leiby. Thank you for coming on. We're
Thanks
getting right in.
me.
I kind of have this new mentality about this podcast.
We've been talking for a half hour. We could just get right into it.
Let's just get right into it. Now they're going to listen to the conversation. Yeah. We're here. I mean, it's the first fall.
September.
Like, I know it's not fall.
It's 93 degrees outside right
this
now.
is this is the problem with September 5th.
Is that what it is?
September 5th, everyone does this thing where it's like, just give me the comfy cozies. Let's get in sweaters.
Yeah.
And we're
I'm
not
ready.
there yet.
No, it's very much going to be summer until like at least 2 weeks from now. So,
I mean, October is the new fall.
I feel like the seasons on the East Coast in New York at least have all shifted a month. So like fall is October, November, December.
Yes.
Winter starts in January.
Yes.
Summer
absolutely.
starts in July.
Yes.
June is not exactly summer anymore.
No. I think
This is my climate change theory.
I'm with you. I think we are so entangled with our parents' generation that it's so hard to like remove ourselves from their grasp, both their thoughts, their feelings, their emotional state. So we go September 5th, just like mom and dad. No. It's not.
Nope.
1995.
It's 93 degrees outside.
Right.
It's very much summer in New York City.
Right. We have to. This is the hardest part about becoming, like, I think where we are in the world right now is like, we have these things we're attached to because our parents
like
told them.
Homeownership or
right.
things that are just never going to happen, and it's okay.
It's okay. And it's like, this idea of like, you're not married. It's like,
we're not
we have
doing
to
that
admit
anymore.
your life was different than our life.
Yes, things have changed, but change is hard.
And 93 in September
That's
is just
the new world.
hard to wrap your... The idea that September 5th, we're going to have a pumpkin spice latte, it ain't happening no more. It's over.
You're wearing a tank top. Put
Yeah.
on your sandals. It's beach season.
You got summer Birks on. I don't know if we can get those on camera.
There
They
we go.
are bright blue.
Bright blue, and I'm so tan.
I love it.
It's
This is
just
a
kind
good
of
look. Black with the
and
blue.
Yeah, I got to do black. I'm too sweaty.
Yeah.
I have to wear dark colors.
I was sweating yesterday in such a way that, like, I'm, like, literally, like, I was like, this is who I am. There was no, like, let me dry off, let me cool off. No. Sit in it. I was stewing.
I am such a sweater. I remember years and years ago, before I did comedy, I was going to a job interview in July or August in the city, and I was wearing, like, job interview clothes. It was, like, right about to rain, and I was so covered in sweat that I was like, I genuinely don't think I can go into this building. Like, they will be like, no.
Right.
You can't work here. Like, you can't work anywhere.
We don't hire Sweats McGee.
Truly, like a giant ring of sweat, like on every like crease and orifice of my body. And then it started downpouring. I just stood outside for like 90 seconds. I got soaked. And I was like, nobody's ever going to know how disgusting I am.
That you outside in the pouring rain. It's just like it's just a photo of. I couldn't make it in New York.
Yeah, that's being 23. Just being like, I guess this is it.
This is it.
I hope the Morgan Library hires me. Like, my God. Thank God I do this now.
Well, we're pumped to have you here. We have all these great emails. I want people to keep sending them. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We do all types of advice. Yeah. Friendship, relationship, lifestyle. We love a wedding season question.
Yes.
This is the season of issues that you're not sure how to hash out.
Yeah.
You know,
We're moving into the holidays. I always want to hear a friendship issue. Friendship issues are fascinating and not talked about enough.
I agree. And what happens is because you go, I could just leave this friendship. It's not like it's not like I have clothes at their house. Maybe you do. I
have clothes a lot of my friends. I got stuff all over New York City in case I pass out there.
The city is your closet. I love it. So listen, people, keep sending your emails. Keep watching the Netflix special, 37 and Single. It's there. It's just waiting for you.
It's waiting. I was walking over here from the subway and saw 3 girls with those monster like water bottles, and all I could think of was your bit. It's so good.
It is so weird to be like that bit I've been doing for like a year and a half. Here's the problem I have as a broad, relatable comic is that
Hit me.
The internet lives in relatability. So I'll be ahead of something, which I think I was with the, with the big water bottle.
You've been doing that bit for a while. Like,
Since
you were doing it for a while when you taped it.
Right.
Which was a while ago.
December 2019. 2019. What year is it? Oh my God. I don't even know where I am right now.
You haven't aged at all.
December 2022 I taped it. Yeah, I'd been doing it since the summer of that year.
You were ahead.
And now it's funny because someone sent me the other day. I am sensitive. I hate to be the sensitive Sarah.
I'm so sensitive.
I'm so sensitive. But someone will send me a video and it'll be, it's a woman with a trolley holding her water bottle. That's how big the water bottle is. She's holding it's on a trolley. And they're like,
is this a joke?
It's a joke.
Okay,
it's a jokey meme.
I've seen like TikToks of people being like carrying a garbage can around.
Exactly.
Yes,
and
I get it.
It's like, and someone wrote to me, is this inspo for your bit? No. I am inspo to them. Let's get one thing perfectly clear here.
Yes.
Like, this was not brave of them to make fun of.
Yes.
It gets frustrating because, the expiration date on certain things. And this is why, I'm excited about the next hour that I'm doing because it's all about, like, family stories.
Yes.
So I've, like, kind of like...
It won't be as tied to, like, memification stuff as much.
Right.
Like,
and
I feel I know what you mean. I have a long issue with Trader Joe's. I have a long bit about how stupid I think they are, and it's like been a few years of doing it at this point.
Yeah.
And somebody sent me a tweet yesterday being like, somebody having a similar thought, and they were like, oh, it's just like your bit. And I'm like, no, it's not, because I've been working on that really hard for a long time, and this person just stumbled across the scene. I mean,
it's
whatever.
the reason
it's
stand-up has gotten more personal, I think. Like
100%.
Like, it's like, what am I going to... Like, I can do the thing, the big... And listen, I'm proud of the big water bottle bit.
Of
course,
it was
a great way to open a show. I used to do it as an opener.
It's a great opener.
It was so much fun to, like, right away, people knew exactly what was going on. But, like, yeah, you get this thing, it gets defeating.
Right.
Like, because, again, like, how long does it last? It's like...
Well, then, like, people see that bit after seeing a whole bunch of TikToks or a whole bunch of tweets, or like it being like a joke that people tell among groups of friends who are not professional comedians, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's hacky, and it's like, well, it wasn't when I did it.
Right.
Like, that's what's really frustrating.
Right. That's what gets you. And you and I are big Kevin James fans.
Huge.
Kevin James's whole sweat the small stuff.
Just tiny little minutia.
It's minutia, but it's also like a big relatable thing. And you're like,
absolutely.
That his greeting card, he does a greeting card bit at the end that kind of got hacked into memery.
Yes.
But there's other bits on there that like never got into the memery thing because it also like we kind of aged out of like those things, like the voicemail, the number cadence.
The phone number cadence is the one I always think of. That's so funny and that special, but people don't dial phones anymore. So
so he owns
kind of irrelevant. Yes, he's the one. It's like he has that bit, and it's like frozen in time in a way that it can't be TikTokified.
Right. And the TikTok world, like the more I look at it, the less I enjoy it.
I know. It is a really fucked up relationship.
Yeah,
I have with that.
It is weird because there's things on there that I like seeing
100%.
and I enjoy it, and I fall into it. I'm not saying I'm above watching it.
Of course.
Having met some of the TikTokers, though, I'm like less and less enamored by the whole world.
I think there are people doing amazing, cool stuff on there where I'm like, that's so funny. That obviously took work. You've thought about this. You're like, you're making quote unquote art here. But then there's people who are just kind of like taking the easiest common denominator, like already been done thing. Right. And they get to explode from it. And it's like, I don't know, like we work so hard on bits. Not to make this a stupid, like, here's comedy podcasting. But like, we work so hard on bits. They take so long to build. And then somebody just holds up a water bottle that's too big on TikTok and they're famous. And you're like, I don't understand.
There was a woman who took my bit very obviously. I have the bit where I'm like, what do I like to do on the special? Where I go, look at my phone, look at the TV, look at the phone, look at the TV.
I've seen it.
Done it for years at this point. And this girl on... literally goes, I know what I'm doing this weekend, looking at my phone, looking at the TV, look at the phone, look at the TV. And I saw that, and then the Betches posted it. Yeah. And I was like, hey, and like I went back to find out when she posted this. It was like the week of my special coming out. Like
it's like it's like if she's never seen you and there's no way for her to have seen that bit, like maybe, but like if it's already out, come on, man.
It's also, and she's always going to live under the
Parallel thought.
She can always just say, "Oh," and she changed it enough where it's like not what you're talking. It's not about dating apps, and it's like I get it, but then it's like also like not to like make it this, but this is what pops off like hot woman doing your thing. Like it's
very irritating.
It's a little irritating.
As a hot woman who does many things, no, right. But like
you get
it is frustrating.
It's frustrating, and so I commented like, "Thank you for watching the special." And she was like, she kind of had a snarky like, oh, is it from the special? I was looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down, so I don't know if it was from yours. And it's like,
shut up.
Yeah,
just
you know
up.
what you did.
Shut
and it's
up.
like these modern, and you know the thing is, I do think we do a long game. Mm-hmm. If you're in comedy to be here as a career, these things aren't worth even getting into.
Right.
But you do have,
it's hard. It's hard on your like your brain and your heart. You're just like, I work so hard though.
Right. I have to digest it, and then I have to like complain to nobody about it.
Right, because who cares about this? I mean, like we're literally complaining about it, and people are probably like, shut up already. Right. My God.
Good thing we're doing it on a podcast.
Yeah, right.
Listen, if you want to be a part of this great podcast, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. I'm also on the road. So I'm doing all these shows and the new, again, like how do you, again, long game. Mm-hmm. What are you working towards? What do you want to be as a stand-up? Right now I'm doing an hour that I'm like very proud of. I'm excited about it. And if you're listening right now, we're heading towards theater season.
Oof.
Theater. I have to get my cloak on and my big weird artsy hat. Atlanta, Huntington, Long Island, Seattle. We sold out one theater show. That's crazy.
Great.
Added a second. God. So we added a second in Seattle. We also added a second in Then I'm in Charlotte. I'm there for like a comedy club weekend. It's been a while since I've been in Charlotte.
Comedy Zone.
Great club. I was there years ago, and then I did during the pandemic. I did like a outdoor street show.
Sure.
And now I'm back. And then I'm going to be Philadelphia. We added a second show. DC. We added a second show.
Incredible.
Baltimore. Your hometown.
Magoobies.
No.
Oh.
I'm doing Baltimore Soundstage. One night
unfamiliar.
only. Listen. It's downtown, I think, so it's not Magoobies out in the suburbs.
Not
Timonium. We're down in Baltimore, but having some trouble selling some tickets in
Baltimore,
B-Town.
get out there.
Come on, Baltimore.
You're going to have fun.
Dania Beach during Thanksgiving week. Portland, Oregon, Phoenix, San Diego, Boston, Chicago. We're also adding shows all the time. JaredFree.com. What do you got coming up, Alison? Everyone go follow Alison Leiby at Alison Leiby.
Depending on when this comes out, which is probably a week from today, then possibly you could see me in Portland tonight doing Oh God, a show about abortion, because that's
Portland,
the
Oregon.
11th. What better way to celebrate 9/11 than an abortion comedy show?
Great way to go.
That's a real Mad Libs of like,
Yeah, that's a lot of depression in
that's
one
a lot
sentence.
going on.
Yeah.
I'm doing Seattle and Portland, which will be in the past, and then I'll be at JFL Toronto for a full week doing my show, and then I'm opening for our good friend Michelle Wolf and also Jonathan Van Ness.
Which is
going to be just like a fun week.
Love Toronto.
So Toronto, the 21st to the 25th.
Great food.
Yeah.
Of this month?
September?
I love this.
Yeah,
this is great. You're going to have such a good time.
And then, more dates coming this fall.
At Alison Leiby. Go follow all over my social media. Before we get into the emails, never do the dishes again. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, not only makes cooking a thing of the past, but doing the dishes too. They send chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals right to your door that are ready in 2 minutes. Just heat and eat. I'm going to say this right now. I'll go off script. This is the perfect time of year for Factor. Here's the hardest part about staying healthy. Two things. Being creative and doing the right portions. Factor's going to make the portions for you. And they have 34 flavor-packed meal options each week. Here's what you do when you want to stay healthy. You go grilled chicken, you go salmon, you go back to grilled chicken, you go back to salmon. Those are your only ideas. You don't got a lot of clubs in the bag, okay? This gives you options if you are creative with your healthy choices. You will be healthier longer. That's just a fact. When you're done with your meal, you're done with the dishes too. Factor's meal packaging is recyclable, making cleanup a total breeze. Round out your Factor order with delicious breakfast items. Cold pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies.
Love a juice.
Love a juice.
And a juice is a pain in the ass to find. Sometimes.
To find, to make?
To make. Get out of here.
What, are you going to have a bunch of pineapples out? This
No.
is crazy.
No.
Head to factormeals.com/JTrain50. Use code JTrain50 to get 50% off. That's real money. That's code JTrain50 at factormeals.com/JTrain50 to get 50% off. Love it. Great sponsor. Helps you. This is the time of year. We are in summer, fall.
Here we are.
This is the time. Like, I'm getting back on my game right now. It's been hard with all the travel and stuff. I'm back on it. I'm now on a more regular
the routine part of like summer, there is no routine, and fall is the only time I can get back into one.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
And then here's what you do. Monday through Friday, you're having your good week, and then you go out and do some football. There it is. Boom. Let's go to the emails.
Let's do it.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Old hookup keeps texting.
Okay.
Jared, an esteemed guest. Love you and all your podcasts. Saw you in Berlin. Couldn't stop laughing the entire time. We hope to see you again out here. I would love to go back to Berlin.
International.
One of the best doner kebabs I've ever had.
I mean, that's the place.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's the
where
place.
you go.
That's where you go. Berlin for a doner kebab.
Yeah. I think
they
that's like
opened
their
a doner
thing.
place here that is a German doner place.
Oh shit.
And I was like,
where?
It's
I actually
don't walk by it.
Don't tell me.
They just have like this very good sauce that's not spicy,
It's
not
about sauce when it comes to that.
just
kind
really
of food.
good.
Yeah.
I'm currently 27 years old. When I was 23, I started hooking up with a 31-year-old guy in my city that we'll call Dylan. We started having sex every week, and while I found him attractive and perfect on paper, I knew he wasn't the one for me. He wasn't looking for anything serious either, so it was a perfect situation. Dylan was extremely consistent, stable, level-headed, which was what I needed during those 2 years as I went through grad school and the awkwardness of one's 20s. Mm-hmm. I figured things would end once I moved away after grad school and found a new job, and our hookups would end. After graduation, I found a job about 9 hours away from him and ended up moving there and meeting my new boyfriend. Once I became official with my boyfriend, I told Dylan so our hookups would stop and he would lay off the texting. Fast forward over a year later after I broke off things with him, and he's still texting me about things ranging from minor things like Lord of the Ring memes to things as serious as his suicidal sister. Jared and guests, can you please help explain to me why he keeps trying to stay in touch even though I live on the other side of the country and have no intention to move back? He knows I'm still with my boyfriend as well. He's now 34 and a very avoidant dater, but sometimes I see a message from him and think, you could have sent this to a friend. Sometimes I want him to tell him to get off of regular Bumble and start using Bumble BFF. Any guess as to why he's acting like this? Is he just lonely? Thanks for doing the Lord's work. What do you think? Signed, Lost in Translation. What do you think of this?
I mean, I think her final question, is he just lonely, is the answer.
That's
like,
he's
not, like, I don't even think it's her, like, not to be like, it's not you, it could be anybody, but it's like, you're someone he had enough of a connection with, and I think, like, the distance in the boyfriend makes it even, like, more appealing, possibly, to constantly reach out, because, like, there isn't an ulterior motive. He's just texting you out of, like, comfort,
right?
In a way.
It's selfish of him.
Yeah, like, you don't want him in your life anymore. I think that it's time to just, like, say, like, hey, man, I don't really want to keep this back and forth going. Like, I would just try and end that, because he's not going to stop at all.
Yeah, and, you know, there are people in people's lives that you text. The texting thing is the weird part about just everything.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking in the beginning about, like, our parents' generation switching up the seasons, being attached to these things.
Yeah.
Texting, you're like, why is this person talking with me? But it's not talking, it's texting.
Right. It's this different.
It's different.
It's like a level below talking, but, like, above in ease. Like, it's just like, you could text into the void. You know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes I feel good just texting. I'm just like, I'm saying a thing and putting it out there to whoever's listening.
Right.
But, like, it is also invasive. Like, it shows up on your phone.
Yeah.
It's like somebody showing up at your house and be like, hey, here's what I had for lunch.
And they put it on you to, like, end it in the way you're telling her to do. Like, they put it on you to, like, continue the conversation. There is an element of, you know, I think from the male side, she fucked me once, so she loves me forever. And from his side, he's like, I fucked her once, I'd fuck her anytime again. You know, like he's like
keeping a little bit of the door open.
Yeah, and it's not like personal. It's like more just like, this is what keeps my kind of libido alive. My this is where I get like a source of comfort of knowing that I'm like a human who women want to be with at some point or in some way.
And like just getting a response even can feel like, yes, you are handsome and appealing. Like even though that's not what you're saying and that's not what they were asking, like just responding is being wanted, quote unquote.
Absolutely. That works in the loneliness. And it's like, sometimes you text with people that you have no intention of ever seeing. Like he's probably texting with her in a way that you're like, if you were ever like, I'm in town, let's get together, he might not even meet up with you. Yeah. That's weird. That's how weird this is.
Yeah, he just wants an outlet of somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And if you don't want that, I would just like tell him that it's over and then put him on like mute him.
Yeah, and the last thing about this is like male friendships. He doesn't I'm assuming his friends married with kids, gone off to different spaces of life.
I mean,
34.
That's a real you've gone through some life transitions with your friends and you might not all be in the same place anymore.
And you are younger. Mm-hmm. He knows that. You're someone that he can go to Young Island and kind of have a text with, and it doesn't matter. Yes. And you don't have other things going on. It's not like you got kids, you got a boyfriend, you're not married.
You're not married, yeah.
So to him, you're the only place he can go to with frivolous Lord of the Rings texts and stuff about his sister because, my sister's, the suicidal thing, that's horrible, but he probably doesn't have people he doesn't want to bother with this.
Right.
To you, you're younger and you got time, so he's not bothering you, and you kind of like him still because you dated him once way back when, know? So these are all reasons that are not good reasons. They're just the reasons.
Yes.
I'm with you. You got to do a breakup, and I think you have to speak in I terms. You have to do this is taking up parts of my day that I don't have time for. I don't hate, and say to him, I don't hate you. I wish you only the best, but I don't have a friendship with you on this level to keep having to do the mental math of what to get back to you with.
Yeah.
I only make this time and energy for people in my life that I plan on seeing again.
Yeah, I think I think something like super simple is the answer, and like just to do it and maybe even like get a response. Or even before he does, just like put him on mute, and you can just file that away. Like you're not trying to block him, you're not trying to like X this person out of your life forever, but it is like let's silo this off into like the past.
Yeah, and if he keeps coming back after that, I would alert your boyfriend, alert people, just like let's acknowledge that
he's not taking cues and listening to you.
Right. So the guy won't listen to you say stop texting me.
Right.
Keeps texting. That's dangerous. Let's just admit to that. But I would also say muting and just getting away from it.
Yeah, because you'll forget, and then you'll be able to move on, and that's kind of what you need.
And I think it's going to start with, I don't want to mean to be a dick. I feel like a jerk.
Or and just like, and not even saying like, I don't hate you, because then he might be like, wait, does she hate me? Like, but like I've really enjoyed the friendship we've had, but it's just not fitting into my life right now.
Right.
Like just something.
And I know it's small text about Lord of the Rings. I don't even have time for that.
Yeah.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Alison Leiby at Alison Leiby. All socials. Go follow. Toronto. We have people in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. 21st to 25th. I'm doing a ton of shows.
Love it. I was there. I had the best time. I'm coming back. No question. Friends who don't reciprocate.
Oh, great. This is
JTrain and Friend. This. Hello and many feathers. I'm dealing with some frustrations and I need your help navigating it and or deciding if I'm being an asshole. We'll tell you.
We'll be the judge.
Yeah. As a woman in my late 30s, I've been a bridesmaid, thrown several bridal bachelorette and baby showers, and purchased gifts for all my friends, many milestones over the past 10 years. This is already very female to me.
Yes.
Already unrelatable.
I'm incredibly in.
I have had men in my life get bachelorette, or bachelor parties, all the marriages.
Yeah.
I've done very little.
There is just a lower lift for men, both like physically and financially, but also just emotionally with all of this. It does not become the centerpiece of 2.5 years for you in the way that it does for women.
Absolutely. And friendships, just generally. It's, and again, to go back to that last email of like, oh, who's he texting? Yeah, you're the easy one to text because he doesn't, those other guys don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And they might, so Next month, okay, I've never been married or had a baby, so I've never required anything from friends in this area.
Couldn't relate more, girl.
Next month, I'm participating in a race that raises money for cancer research. I need sponsors. Mm-hmm. It's a well-known event in our city and state, so my friends are familiar with its reputation and familiar with the fact that I don't meet the fundraising goal. I have to pay my unmet goal out of pocket. Oh, and familiar with the fact that if I don't meet the fundraising goal, I have to pay my unmet goal out of pocket.
Okay, so you want to raise this money.
Right, but I potentially more than $1,000. Let me stop this email. I haven't read it yet, but to say they know that you have to pay for the unmet goal, I wouldn't know that.
Wait, she knows she has to?
It's a well-known event in our city and state, so my friends are familiar with its reputation.
The friends know.
And familiar with the fact that if I don't meet the fundraising goal, I have to pay my unmet goal out of pocket.
Her friends must know because, like, they've been involved in it in some way. Because there's no way. I don't know how anything
familiar
works.
With the event doesn't mean familiar with money coming out of your pocket. Yeah. No, so let's. If they've done the event, fine.
Yeah.
But to blanket statement, I don't agree with her.
Yeah.
But we'll keep going. Potentially more than $1,000. I assumed the risk when I signed up, and I'm okay with that. Here's my problem. Many of my friends and family members I've shelled out hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to celebrate over the years, have not donated or given the $25 donations. Mm-hmm. These people are extremely well off financially, had destination weddings that I attended, and I'm constantly buying things for their kids. I've posted my fundraising link on social media a few times over the past 3 months, but this race has involved a lot of training. I'm not an athletic person, so this is way out of my wheelhouse. And there's no way anyone close to me isn't aware that I'm participating. My best friend, who I've hosted 4 showers for and whose kid I just bought yet another birthday gift last month, it's crazy, hasn't donated or even mentioned that she plans to.
Okay. I already have so many thoughts. Keep
I'm
going.
racing in memory of a family member that died of cancer. I'm sorry to laugh. This just keeps getting worse and worse.
This is a lot.
And the event is super important to me. Maybe that's part of the reason I'm hurt, that so few friends recognize it as being worth at least as much as I spend on their bridesmaid dresses and air fryers. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong to see it this way? I feel like there's no way to bring this conversation up without sounding like an asshole. I don't want to talk about my fundraising effort ad nauseum or have this race become my whole personality. Do I sound like a bitter old wench for feeling resentful about any of this? Is it wrong to equate this with how generously I've celebrated others? Any advice is appreciated. Sincerely, show me the money. What do you think?
I have so many thoughts.
Highly relatable, highly understandable. I'm happy she wrote it.
Yes. This is something that, like, pops up in, like, talking about female friendships specifically, but, like, there is this scorekeeping that is getting done. And it's impossible not to because it is so expensive to do some of these things. Like, I have been to many, many weddings, spent lots and lots of money. I'm a gift giver. Like, I mean, not wedding gifts, I always forget. But, like,
yeah.
I'm a spender on other people. But it's hard to, when you look at your life, if you don't have something that other people, like the one-to-one of, like, I got married, then you got married, and then I had a kid, and then you had a kid. It feels like you're supposed to be keeping things in columns. And it's like, well, if I pay for all these weddings that I went to and I never get married, when do I get that money back? You have to divorce yourself from that concept because it's too hard. And then it puts pressure on you about getting married that you don't need. But this is very important to you. And I think that if you are someone who is not married and doesn't have kids, people who are married and do have kids might not understand where your priorities are. Like, what is important to you? It's not obvious culturally.
That's the problem.
Right.
She's made some connections that only she would make.
Right. Like, you might have to tell them, and I think, like, sending an email to a very small group, BCC, but very select, but the people who you would hope would want to donate to something, and just stress that it's important to you, that this is a big part of your life, that this is a big deal for you. And, like, if then they don't, then that's something about reevaluating where you are with some of these friends. But, like, if you're just posting on social media hoping that they understand this is important to you and you're financially culpable, that's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not apples to apples. But
you do have to tell them.
Well, both are true. I totally agree with everything you said, because she makes this, what's it called, the false equivalency. Because even she starts her email from that.
Yes.
people must know that if I don't make the money, I have to pay it out of pocket.
Right.
No one knows that.
I don't. Yeah.
No one knows your
I'm
shit
is
more
that
than
what
you.
charity events are?
I have no idea. Yeah.
But if they are, if they do know, but even still, they might not be thinking. No one's thinking about you more than you are.
Absolutely, and that's the problem she has. She's like, I've posted it. She says when I posted my fundraising link on social media a few times over the past 3 months. I don't, and again, I can see eye to eye with this with a special that just came out.
I mean,
so the special, I've had this podcast for over a decade.
Yeah.
The guest list has to be over 150 people at this point.
I mean, at least.
And did every single, in my mind, they came on the podcast. I have promoted them. They should say, oh my God, he has a Netflix special out. He's had me on his podcast before. I must make it my Instagram story. That's and that is me, and I'm not right.
Right.
Nobody, I don't know the person sitting in this other chair what their equivalency of coming on this podcast is.
Totally.
And it's totally relatable to this email.
Yeah.
Because I had so many times where I'm like, this person, I had them on the podcast and they didn't make it their Instagram story, but to them, and here's where the empathy comes in, some people, they go, I went on a podcast and I did Jared a favor.
Right.
I didn't go on and get, even though every 5 minutes I do their Instagram handle, I push out this thing.
Of course.
They didn't feel it in a way, they don't do the thing. There's no dollar for dollar match where Instagram story equals been on your podcast one time with your, but to me, I see the dollar for dollar match completely.
As I did this, you do this, like the transactional nature. The thing is that there's so much noise in all of our lives now of social media. It's like, I'm following celebrities, I'm following my friends, I'm following brands, it's like I'm doing, there's so much coming in, and times have changed. In 1952, you get married, you have a kid, I don't know, maybe you retire, those are the things. Right. I don't know, but now there's a lot of stuff.
4 showers.
Jesus Christ.
4 showers. She said baby showers, wedding showers, all before the shower.
Okay, stop hosting your friend's showers. Right. That's not your job. That's their mom's job, okay?
Yeah, I think she needs to... You have to let people disappoint you. You have not let them disappoint you yet.
You need to be clear about when... I feel like in stand-up, we have a million shows, and some of them are more important than other ones.
Right.
Even separate from the special, live shows. Friends in New York are like, oh, I want to come see a show. And I'm like, come to this one because I hosted and the money comes to me. You have, but no one knows that.
No one
knows
that.
Know.
You have to let people. That's why. Oh, when check out the show, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Once I put out that link, I'll let you know.
I'll tell you.
And for this specific email, you're saying, well, I did this, I did that, I did this. No. You have to go to your friends that you expect something from, because a wedding has an invitation. A shower has an invitation.
Exactly.
You respond to the invitation. This is not an invitation. Putting on social media a few times is not. So I don't think you're an asshole.
It's not personal.
No, it's not personal. And you and we are empathizing with the email. We're not 100%. Saying you're wrong. I understand why you feel the way you feel. You just have another step to do. And I understand why you're not doing it, because you're basically avoiding finding out how your friends see you.
Right. And it sucks to ask for things. And a wedding, we're so culturally ingrained to be give this couple everything. You're oh, okay, I guess I have to. But you have to just lean in and tell people this is really important to me.
Right.
And if they can't respect that, again, then there's a whole nother step of evaluating the friendship. But you have to tell them it's important to you.
That's why she's avoiding it.
Yeah.
Because,
that's the truth.
I have to do this email where I'm going to find out how mad I should be at people.
Yes.
Right now, she's like, maybe I should be mad. And she's not going to, am I an asshole? No. Then you send this email, BCC, hey, everybody, you may or may not know, I'm running in this race. I'm looking to raise money for something that's very important to me. You can't reference their weddings. You can't reference their kids. If you reference that, you're now an asshole.
Yeah,
it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
You just have to take them at face value that they're your friends and they will do whatever they can for you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm running in this race. It's really important to me because I lost someone to cancer in the past year. I'm trying to get to this number. I'm reaching out to you because you guys are all people that are important to me.
Yes.
And I would really love to have you with, a part of this race in some way or another.
Yes.
And you will get answers to that.
Yes.
And you won't. And that's the point where again, that's the thing she's avoiding is because I've done that.
Of course.
You do that with podcasts. Hey, I'd love to come on your podcast. Oh, it's a no? So now I have to, like, not like you?
Right,
Or I have to see you as not really a friend?
Right.
Or...
I thought we had this relationship that now I'm seeing we don't. Like,
Right.
that's a tough moment.
The hardest. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Alison Leiby. Look at promotion.
See, this is a transactional relationship I appreciate.
Right. We're sponsored. Football is in full swing with another week of epic games. I gamble on football. It's so much fun. It's great to me that these apps exist, that you can just put $10 on a game and feel like you're into it, and now you got a team for the day. I enjoy it. Add to the excitement with DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code JTrain to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code JTrain. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsible. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Amateur porn star.
Ooh.
We go all over the map. Jared, Shelby, and Guess, all the feathers to everyone's nuts.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, on to my question. I started hooking up with a guy in November 2022.
Okay.
We both knew it was going to be temporary because I already had plans to move in May when we met. We agreed to just keep it cool and fun, We agreed to keep it cool and fun, which of course didn't work. I got attached, but knew I had to leave. He had mentioned taking a video of me riding him a few times in the moment, but I didn't really take his request seriously.
So he asked if they could tape them having sex, and she didn't really acknowledge. Didn't do it. Okay.
Had mentioned taking a video of me riding him a few times in the moment, but I didn't take his request seriously. Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Okay. I can understand this idea of, like, you're in the throes of it. I want to tape you.
All right.
Right. Whatever.
During
our last hookup, I was leaving the next day. He brought it up again, so I agreed. He told me to get my phone, which I figured was because my phone had better video quality. He has an iPhone X, which is crazy because he could 100% afford a new phone. And I have a 14 Pro. He took... This is not where I saw the discussion going.
No.
He took a few videos without my face by my request. We said goodbye, and I thought we were on the same page. He had friends in town, so I texted a few days later asking if he was alone so I could send him the videos. He then said, "Oh, those? Maybe you just hold on to them for now since we're trying to be friends." Okay. I was very confused and asked why he wanted to take them if he didn't want them. He said I thought I would like them. So what the fuck? Any idea... This is interesting. Any idea?
Not the direction I was expecting.
Why he would ask me to make porn, then not even want it? I only agreed to do it because I thought he wanted to watch it and think about me after I left. I am not even really into porn, so I don't know why he thought he was. I don't know why he would think it was something I would want. Is it his ego to think I would miss his dick that much that I wanted to watch it frequently? We're still friendly to each other and text sometimes, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these videos, and I can't have them live on my phone, or I can't have them live on my phone forever.
Right.
Hey, that was a reading mistake. Thanks for all your wisdom. Amateur porn star in the making. What do you think? I didn't see... This took a different route.
Surprising.
Actually, a happy route.
Yeah,
I could have gone into, like,
I know. I was like
horrific
worried.
territory.
I was worried. I will say it is good that they are on your phone and not his.
Absolutely.
Like, that is the best thing that happened here. Is like
Right.
you don't have to worry that there's like a revenge porn crisis coming your way. You have these videos. You can delete them at your decision.
On the level of how horrible this could have been,
this is like
the
tale.
most. Yeah, this is like the night. Like I'm writing in about this amateur porn video I made.
Yeah, I just don't know if I should put it on a hard drive or not and get it off my phone. Like it sounds like we're talking about kind of digital storage more than anything else.
Yeah.
My guess is that it was like two-pronged, and one is that I think he was into having sex and it being video, like that being the thing, not the actual product that it makes, but like we're fucking and there's a camera rolling, and I think that's his thing probably.
It was hot to him.
Yeah.
To get the yes to the taping, to do the taping while in the act, all was hot to him.
And
I don't know if it's his thing.
Well, like
but it's
something he wanted to try.
It really got it hit him in a. You know, it's like sometimes these ASMR videos, you're like, who is this for? And then you go,
sometimes it's me.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you hear them and you go, wow, that sound just felt good to me.
Happening in my head.
Right. There's a satisfaction here.
Yeah.
It feels like he got a similar itch scratched.
Yes.
Via this thing happening.
Yeah. And the fact that he did it on your phone makes me think he never wanted to have it.
Having it wasn't important to him.
Yeah. I would find having a sex tape as a liability.
Right.
Like,
well, I would understand.
Especially as a guy, like, I think that there's an extra level of, like, the assumption that that's going to be used in a different way. I don't know. There's...
Right. You hope not. I mean, like, you know, but I could understand where someone would be insecure. Like, he has it on his phone. We don't have a relationship like this. I trust him, but I just know that these things get shown.
Don't send them to him, especially if he says he doesn't want them. And also, like, he might want you to have a tape of you guys having sex so that, like, down the road, if you wind up in the same place again, it's like you have, like...
A reminder.
It might be a reminder that he wants you to, without, like, it's a consensual dick pic in a way. Like, it's a way of him being like, that's there, and she has that, and, like, hopefully she's looking at it, and maybe that gets him off.
Right. You having it gets him off.
Yes.
Like, the idea of, like, oh, that's in her phone, that is something she could look at. I can imagine her dreaming, you know, looking at it at night.
Yes.
Even if you're not doing that. I don't think it's this idea of, like, Mrs. Dick so much.
Yeah.
That doesn't really speak to me. I do think that there's... I also think you can delete it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're sitting there, the idea that you're, like,
yeah.
sitting there being like, I don't know, I got this dick pic, I don't got the storage, what do I do with it? It's like, delete it. You don't need this in your life.
It's yours.
Right. And if he's like, what? You delete it? Do you even care about me? I think you're putting emotion on it for him.
Yeah.
That isn't really there.
He just wanted to do something fun, and I think that he had fun with it, and, like, that's the end of it.
There is a point in a sexual relationship where you're like, what else is there left to do here?
Yeah, something new.
This was
Let's
something
get a camera
different.
going and see what happens. Like, you know.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Alison Leiby at Alison Leiby. Go follow. Beware of birthdays, holidays, and relationship breaks.
Ooh.
Jared. Longtime fan over here and have loved seeing you perform live. I've also been watching you up on YouTube on the TV in my living room. 10 out of 10 experience, feather.
Lovely.
Love it. I'm writing in to get your take on relationship breaks and your opinion on the one I am currently in. For context, my boyfriend and I have been dating for a year and 4 months. I'm 28, he's 37. We started dating in March 2022.
Okay.
He was married to a woman for 6 years that he has a 4-year-old son with. It ultimately ended in separation in October 2021, which resulted in him moving out of their house and into an apartment. He moved into the apartment complex that I live at and started going to the same gym as me when he was going through the separation and divorce, so that's how we met. His divorce became official in March of this year. We started dating in March 2022.
It probably takes that long.
Yeah.
A kid involved?
When we first met, we had an instant attraction, spent a lot of time getting to know each other. We are very compatible and get along very well. Overall, our relationship had open communication, honesty, trust, passion, respect, and friendship as the foundation. I met his son last summer, and we have been really close ever since. We have multiple talks about where we see the relationship going due to the nature of the situation. These discussions have always ended in us both agreeing to prioritize our relationship until recently.
Okay.
We talked at the end of last month about our priorities and future plans now that he has been officially divorced, has a new house, and has an official child care split with his ex. He told me he's been very overwhelmed with life lately and isn't sure if he should be in a relationship right now. He was reassuring me that I'm the best person he's ever met, that I'm a wonderful partner. He can see me being a motherly figure to his son and see me being a part of his family. Nonetheless, no one in his family, including his ex-wife, knows about me or our relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was understanding of this due to the circumstances, but it was starting to bother me. Even though I'm open to not getting married right away or having kids with him, I still want to be a part of his family and future life. It's strange to know the kid met you, but no one knows about you.
Yeah, is the kid not telling the mom, like, I met Jenny?
Right.
Who's Jenny? Well, you know.
Dad's friend. We felt as though we were not on the same page and both needed space to think about the next step. We took a 2-week break with no contact, which ends tomorrow. But I still don't feel like that was enough time for me to process my emotions or look at the situation in a more logical way. I'm debating on extending the break for another couple of weeks so I can determine the next best step for me. I love him and truly see him as a life partner, but the timing is making it difficult to move forward. My question is, do relationship breaks actually help if the issue solely revolves around timing and not compatibility? Is a break just a way to avoid the inevitable breakup? Thank you for all you do for your listeners. I always look forward to hearing your great dating advice. So what do you think?
I genuinely don't. I guess I don't understand what the timing issue is. Like, he just doesn't want to be. I would imagine, like, who knows how old is the kid? I don't know, little. You know, I think at different phases you might be more interested in not being with somebody when you're co-parenting,
right?
And maybe that's what's happening. I don't fully know.
I think she's separated two things that are not separated. Mm-hmm. Timing and compatibility.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think anything is ever just timing. I don't think that that's a thing.
It's very interesting to me that when his life was in flux, he needed someone secure. Mm-hmm. Now that his life is not in flux, he's
divorce,
looking for
custody.
House, divorce, custody, all that stuff.
That's all cleaned up now.
And now he's not ready for the security that you bring.
Right. Well, now that that's all settled, he doesn't need, like, I do think that, like, she was a constant for him.
Yes.
And now, like, there's other constants he can lean on. And if he was married for 6 years, I mean, maybe with that person for longer, and then it sounds like they weren't separated for very long before he met her.
Right.
He might be just in a place of, like, what else is out there? Also, there's a pretty big age difference.
Yeah.
Like, not 8 or 9 years, which, like, not that that's insurmountable, but, like, that is a thing, and he might, you know, just want to try some other stuff.
He's also going, I just had this huge breakup happen. I'm afraid of now. I'm going to move right in with you with the prospect of another breakup. Maybe I can understand where he's avoiding
100%
getting too serious with someone, and that's why he's pushing you away. Here's the thing: you told me what you want. You said it in your email. I love him and truly see him as a life partner. That's what you want,
right?
You love him and you see him as a life partner.
You want him to have that role in your life,
right? There it is. You have no issue with timing. You go, and timing is making it difficult to move forward. His timing is making it difficult to move forward. You're ready. You know what you want. You want a committed relationship with this guy that you love.
Yeah.
That's okay to admit. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
He does not want that. He is saying to you, and that's the problem right now. He's basically going, I gotta, now that everything's fixed up and now that everything's simple, now I can be my true self and find out what's out there for me.
Yes.
You were a happy accident during this whole thing. I don't think he was using you knowingly, but like you were useful to him.
Yes. You played a role in his life at a very specific time, and we are no longer in that time anymore, and maybe that role isn't necessary in the same way that it was then.
That's the problem, is the sooner you admit this is not a timing issue for you, the sooner you admit, I love you and want to see what this future could be.
Yeah.
You need, and then when he says, I don't want to see what this future, okay, well, now you have to live without me. Not the break. The break to me is
I've never understood the break.
Pre-breakup.
I don't think I've known anyone where that's been like, thank God we took that break because we're better than ever and now we're married. Like, I just don't know that being very common.
Well, that person, it's not common, and that person always tells you, well, we took a break.
Right. And you're like, all right,
and you're like, okay, shut up. Yeah,
You're the exception to the rule.
Right.
Like,
This isn't the
your
exception
story.
party. Yeah, no. We need reality.
Who cares?
You lucked out. Everyone gave up, and then you
something
had
very specific happened that no one else can possibly replicate or relate to. Like,
right.
Sure.
No. Okay. Thanks, woman who's
have fun.
married in the suburbs, and it worked out. Fine. But let's talk in reality.
Yes.
The reality is he has to go out to that great big world and feel it without you.
Yeah.
And he either comes back or he doesn't. And when he comes back, you might be in another relationship and moved on.
Yeah.
And that's the risk he's taking.
Yeah.
You have to make yourself a risk. And that is really the only way to go. Not a break. Because a break, what a break does, it has one person waiting and another person doing something else.
Yeah.
That's what a break is.
Right.
One person waiting for you to come back.
This time, like, I think that they are experiencing this time apart differently.
Yes. He's on a dating app, and you're going, I don't know how it's going with my feelings, and I hope we get it back
October because I want to do a couple's costume. Like, it's just, like,
totally.
I think I don't remember if she said already, but like, I think she has to just like come out and say like, this is how I feel and this is what I want, and like, he has to respond to that.
Yeah, a dating break is one person who wants to break up and another person who's hoping you come back.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
That's it.
You're the one hoping he comes back. I think you need to take this as the ending.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be with someone who needs to decide on me because I've already decided on you. I need time to heal.
Or wait around even. Like,
right. And
wait around.
When he goes to the great big world and he sees what single is like, he will either have to come back to you with like the knowledge that you were ready for something bigger.
Yes.
Or he's going to come back to you frivolously and try to have what you guys had before. That can't happen.
Right.
He has to risk losing you.
Yeah.
And right now, this break thing is a really good way to not risk losing you.
Right. He gets everything he wants, and you're not getting the stuff that you want. So
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Alison Leiby at Alison Leiby. I don't want to be the plan's planner.
Ooh, okay.
Jared,
are you a big plan? I forget like what you're... I'm
either in or I'm out.
Yeah. I'm either like very involved or I'm like, call me the morning we're doing it and I'll show up wherever I need to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like and honestly, if I'm given, like my brother, we're doing a bachelor party.
Oh yeah.
But it's like my dad, my brother, and I were going golfing.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We're going to Tampa.
Wow.
A weekend.
Stop showing off.
I know.
How'd you guys get into that? I mean, Tampa.
Listen,
my God.
They don't let everyone into that city.
Deal.
It's a huge deal. There's like a golf resort there.
Oh,
and
nice.
Like, it was kind of put in my hands like to do it, and like, okay, in that sense, now I'm in. I'll be the plannerson. Sometimes I'm just like, but especially
I'll wait at a bus stop, and like when I get on the bus, you tell me what we need to do. But I'm not. I'm just showing up.
Jared, love your podcast, seeing your shows. Thanks for the space. I'm one of the main only plan initiators and planners in my friend group, currently and in my current relationship, but I'd rather not be as much. My friend's boyfriend and I are in our early 30s. I've had the same friend group for more or less for over 10 years and been with my boyfriend for over 2. We have a mix between some married with kids, so I'm just in relationships. Some just in relationships. I'm single or spread out with an hour and a half. This is the worst written sentence I've ever seen.
I already am lost.
Shelby, what's going on here? We have a mix between some married with kids, so I'm just in relationships, I'm single, and are spread out within an hour and a half of each other or other closer.
I'm going to imagine that there's a friend group that has a whole bunch of different situations in it.
Within a half hour of
each
great.
Other.
Okay. I love spending time with all of them, and I've always found myself to be in a hangout. It's like they farted and messed up that sentence. I love spending time with all of them. I found myself to be in the hangout planner role or date planner role. Usually my friends and boyfriend are down for the ideas and it works out when we have a great time, but I don't want to always have to initiate and be the planner, which I've said before to both groups. For example, on the Friends of the Friends vacation I went on and initiated, I didn't have time to do pre-trip research to see where we might want to go or eat or things that we might want to do that would need reservations ahead of time because I was busy with work and grad school. And when we got there, it was basically a free-for-all, trying to figure out what to do on the spot because they didn't plan anything, which led to a lot of wasted time and walking around hangry. Mm-hmm. What do I do with my friends to get other people's to plan more? And how do I get my boyfriend to be more proactive about planning, or when he does send me ideas, actually follow up with booking instead of just sending me to say, yeah, that looks fun, than me having to bring up later. Thanks. This is tough. How do I change everyone in my life is really the title.
I think, like, you need to just pick the things you want to plan and go all in and do it. But, like, you can't wait around. Like, if you're like, I care a lot about the food we eat on trips.
Right.
You're the restaurant person. Like,
right.
You just have to, like, you can also ask someone to help you.
Right.
But you could be like, guys, I'm going to cover all the restaurants on this weekend away. I'm going to find the best places. Can somebody figure out the beach situation?
Right.
You need to start, delegating is part of planning, so it does still put you. But, like, I care very much about, like, 2 things a year.
Right.
Like, that's it. One is Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
And, like, Hanukkah, biggest 8 days of my entire year.
Yeah.
But, like, I know I can't handle the entire 15-person party. I have to be like, okay, you're doing this. You're doing this. Can you, I know you don't do a lot. Can you just bring this? Like,
right.
You need to delegate and, like, get stuff off your plate, but then still, like, control the things you want to be in control of.
And also know the people that you're not going to vacation with anymore.
Yeah.
If I went on a vacation,
if
I was on a vacation and nothing was planned.
No.
And everyone's like, where do we go? Where do we eat? What do we do? I'd be like, I guess I'm never going away with these people ever again.
We're adults now. Like,
Yeah.
There's no reason to be like, well, I thought somebody else was going to do, like,
Right.
Going into it, trips especially, like, a breakdown of everybody's responsibilities. And if people don't want to do that, then maybe they don't get to come on the trip.
Right. Maybe they're not trip people with you.
Right.
They're different types of
Right.
friends. And I love the delegation thing. Like, if I said,
It's
like,
important.
especially in dating, hey, like, you're saying, how do I get my boyfriend? Hey, I'm down for anything, but I need you to plan it. That's
Yeah.
a different thing than, oh, I don't know, whatever you like, I'm down. This is one where I need you to plan.
Yeah, well,
I think
it sounds
saying
like
that
he's
to a
coming to
guy.
the table with ideas, and then it's kind of like a handoff to her to
Right.
kind of keep going with them, and just be like, yeah, figure it out.
Yeah, people come to you because they like the way you plan.
Yes.
They take it as a compliment. They go, oh, she's great at this. She always has the best restaurant. We always have something to do.
Yeah.
I think saying to those people, hey, I know I'm always the planner. This ain't the week for me.
Yeah.
I see these restaurants you sent. They all sound great. Make a plan and I'm in.
Yes.
And if they don't make a plan, you have to go, now I'm mad. You brought all these things to me, especially to a boyfriend.
Yeah.
The way to communicate to him isn't, oh, you sent me some links and then I have to do it. Hey, I see these links. I don't have the time this week.
Yeah.
I'm down for Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, even just giving them the tools.
Information. Like, the information from your end that makes them, like, be like, you know what? I had sushi last week. I'm not in the mood, but any of the other 2 places, I'm free anytime after 7. You pick.
You pick and make the plan.
Yes. Make
because
the res.
this isn't the week for me.
Yeah.
You might have, access to my special skill at some time down the road.
Sure.
But this ain't the week.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even, like, also, like, let him know that you like that and you think
Right.
it's, like, sexy or appealing, or, like, you really feel good about your relationship when he's taking the reins on stuff. Like, maybe that'll also incentivize him to kind of be like, I'm going to make a dinner reservation for the first time.
Right. Nothing gets a guy going like knowing it turns a woman on, So, this is all to say, and especially with going back to the friend group. Mm-hmm. Hey, guys, I'm pumped for this vacation. Let me know what the itinerary is.
Yeah.
And then if they're like, there's no itinerary, hey, we're going to pull out. There seems to be no plan. Good luck with your trip.
Right. Because it is work to plan stuff. And if you don't have the time and don't do it.
You want your weekend well spent.
Yes.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. We got one more. Is that okay?
In. Let's do it.
Alison Leiby. Go follow. Perspective from a non-dog person.
All right.
You recently bought a cat.
I didn't buy it, but it lives with me now.
You recently...
You don't buy cats.
I don't know. How do you get a cat?
Cats just show up and you're like, this is part of my life now.
This is me now. Okay. Jared, you're not a dog person.
I'm not, no part of me ever has wanted to own a dog, but I like seeing a dog. I like petting a dog. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
That's not enough for some people, but I know I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm just like, dog agnostic.
Yeah. Love seeing you last time you were in Indianapolis. So did the rest of the group chat. Need to get a little outside perspective I'm feeling insecure about. My fiance, female, and I, male, adopted a dog, both first-time dog owners. Got a little in over our head. Our dog was rescued from a bad situation where it was not socialized at all and barks at pretty much everyone that is not my fiance for doing pretty much anything, entering our home, getting up from the couch or table, literally anything. She's also not able to be boarded or watched by a friend, neighbor, family member, so she's come along on several friend trips, which would be fine except for the previous mentioned difficulties. Yeah, it's not fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. If I was on a trip with a dog that just didn't shut the fuck up, I'd be like, this isn't a trip.
Even one that's not making any noise.
Right.
It's not what anyone else signed up for.
Let me also say the dog is small and has never even tried to bite or be aggressive towards people or other animals. We have hired a trainer to help work on the dog's demeanor. Progress is just slow to undo a lot of the bad history, so it can be frustrating and frankly embarrassing how poorly behaved the dog is. We try to make things as smooth as possible when we take the dog on trips with friends, get a separate hotel, try to get an isolated room, etc. But just want an outside perspective, especially with you being a non-dog person, on what could be done to not be the subject of our friend's ire. Thank you for your sage wisdom, dog dad, to a barky bitch. Love that sign off.
Great.
What do we think?
I think like these people are in a tough position because I think they just wanted to have a dog and be normal dog people.
Yeah.
And that's not the card they got dealt.
Right.
But like, I mean, I feel this way about dogs, any of your hobby. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Right.
And I think that that's like, I feel that these people are not the kind of couple who are like, the dog is here and I don't know why everybody's upset. Like,
no, they're writing in here.
I think they totally get that this is hard. I think, unfortunately, the solution to this problem is money.
Like investing in the trainer.
Well, it's like you're doing the
making
trainer,
dog
but
better.
like maybe you are... Okay, you can't board the dog. Can you hire a pretty well-trained dog sitter to come stay at your apartment when you go away for the weekend?
Right.
Instead of like it being, $50 a night for the dog to be at a dog hotel or whatever they do. Like maybe you're paying $300 for the weekend for somebody to come stay and the dog is taken care of and that you get to actually leave. Or you're on the trip, you're hiring a dog sitter who is separate and like in a different place. Like I think it's just a money thing because people don't like, even if they like your dog, even if your dog doesn't bite anybody, even if it's like really well behaved at some point, like not everybody wants that in the mix.
Here's the thing, and this is very our generation. We want to have it all. We want to poo-poo platter our lives. I want to be able to have every app on the menu.
Always.
I want to try it all. I think it's our worst quality sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't just continue living life and going on friend group vacations. You got a dog.
Right.
You got to deal with the dog. I think long game, let's change our lives for this dog to get it right. And I know it has a lot to undo, and I'm sad for the dog.
Right.
I don't want the dog to have been through what it's been through. But you signed up for the dog. That means life has changed. Yeah. That means you're not going out on the friend trip. Right. You're not going to dinner.
You can't make the trips.
You can't make the trips. You got a dog thing to take care of, and it will get taken care of because there's great trainers out there and there's great ways to work through these things. It just takes time. Yeah. I think it's going to take you more time if you're changing its atmosphere, if you're changing where you're bringing the dog around. It's
probably upping the kind of anxiety levels of the dog.
Right.
I know, like, if somebody takes me out of town, I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore. This is a nightmare. Like,
yeah, like, there'll be, right, where am I? Who am I sleeping with? This is, so I think with your situation, you're making it harder on yourself because you want to do it all. Like, how about we take a few months, we stay home with the dog, we're not, we have to walk before we run.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the thing that would frustrate me. I'll be like, you bring it on the trips, it can't even handle when I walk in the house.
That's the thing is like you're in it for, and it sucks that you can't know this in advance when animals can't be like, well, this is what happened to me. Like you can't, like, unfortunately they don't speak English no matter how much I ask my cat to. They can't tell you what happened and what they need.
It's a great line in your dating app bio.
I want my cat to speak English. I'm always like, just talk once.
I'm on here because the cat won't speak.
The cat won't talk to me. Maybe you will. Please DM.
That's a perfect line.
But like you need, like you got the dog,
right?
You got the dog. Now you're making it a real piece of shit. Like you'd be, maybe that's not what kids, but like no, but you would stay like.
This is my issue with the dogs. This is why I'm considered the non-dog person by this person because Dog people make the dogs your problem. You
Right.
are making your dog everyone else's problem.
Right. And I
Whether
think that they
you
know.
they're acknowledging.
Yes.
But
But you still do have to kind of like maneuver through that, and like you have to lose something in this, unfortunately. And
Right.
I think it's trips and maybe also just like way more cash. See, cat people, we just stay home.
they get it. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Alison Leiby, thank you for
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Always a blast. Everyone go follow Alison at Alison Leiby. Coming to Toronto. I know you're out there. I love Toronto. Had a great time there. Go to Alison's shows. I'm Jared Freed. We're here every Monday. Keep sending your emails. Gmail. What was that?
Are you okay?
What did I say? Gmail? Keep sending your emails. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Back next week. Boom.